Does the amount of child baby daddies matter?
Different strokes for different folks, but for me, absolutely.
Okay,
if you got 3 different baby daddies with 3 different kids, or But then I'm gonna turn around and say, like, if you got 3 kids from one man, like, hey man, y'all got too much history.
Exactly.
Look at my wrist, look at my watch, look at my face, look at my ice, look at my neck, look at my guap, look at my waist, look at my claw, look at my wrist, look at my watch.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is boy B the CEO. Once again, welcome back to B.O.K, the podcast that covers everything that is related to fatherhood. Today, man, I have an old friend with me from way back.
Way back.
My daughter grown so much. How you doing, fam?
What's going on, Ben?
Hookman Jones, I used to know him by, but I don't know if it changed.
It's still Hookman Jones. He's still there. He be hiding in the corner a little bit, be peeking out. Steve be out and about most of the time, but Hookman's still there, man. He's just hiding in the corner. You know, you had to put him on pause.
Pause. Okay. Before we kind of get to all that, but tell right now, who you are, where you from, what name do you go by now?
First of all, man, shout out to Benz for inviting me on the show, B.O.K podcast. I like what you're doing, man. You're doing big things, man, and shedding light on fathers or whatnot. You know, it's something that we need in our culture and in our community, man. So big shout out to Benz for that, man. But basically, man, I go by the name Hookman Jones. That's what people know me for a long time, man. I grew up in Delray Beach, Florida. And, been living in Palm Beach County pretty much my whole life. And, just accomplished a lot of things in this county over the years, from DJing, videography, to radio stations, to tax offices, and, just running so many different businesses and club promotions and stuff like that. Just over the years, artist development, open mics. So I can say I got a lot under my belt for living in this county for the past, over 20 something years. So, and I enjoy living here. I love my county. But growth is also great too.
Oh yeah. So were you born in the county, like Delray?
Yeah, man. Bethesda Hospital, bro. Right in Boynton, man. But
okay.
Yeah, man.
So you grew up mainly in Boynton, or did you grow up in Delray, Boynton?
No, I grew up in Delray, man.
Delray, okay.
Honestly, the way I grew up was, I don't want to say sheltered, but I got Haitian parents.
Oh
so
yeah, I know.
You know how that goes. We were heavy into the church, bro. Heavy into the church.
It's all 3 things: Lakai, Leko,
That's it, bro. That's it. Those are the 3 things.
The 3 L's.
The 3 L's, man. Like, yeah, we went to church. Crazy schedule. Sunday morning, Sunday night. Dang. Sometimes you would go Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Sheesh. Just straight to church.
Straight to church,
that's
bro.
Who was it? Was it your mom idea, your dad idea? Who idea was
it? Was both of them, man. They were crazy. They were crazy into the church. But, as I started getting older and I started to understand more about like religion and just some of the things that they would teach you, but what they would teach you, a lot of people didn't follow. I started to kind of like stray away and just kind of like do my own thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I started going to the football games on Friday nights. I stopped going on Monday, Wednesday. I would just go to church on Sunday mornings, and I was like, Mom, that's all I'm giving you. I ain't giving you the rest. I'm young. I gotta go experience stuff and learn for myself.
Okay. Now, do you think you being in church for so much and so long kind of made you want to like get to the, I guess, more of the wild vagabond lifestyle and street lifestyle? Because, sometimes you have to go against what your parents putting you in. Did that affect anything?
I saw a lot of people around me crash out and do stuff like that, but that was never really my thing. My thing was, I was fortunate, like, I went to B.O.K High. So even around that time when I started getting older and I stopped going to church less, I didn't necessarily want to get into vagabond stuff. I did want to experience new things, but the new things that I experienced was probably like a lot different from some of the peers that I grew up with.
Yeah.
My stuff was just like going to like keg parties and, I was actually around like the blunts, you know what I'm saying?
Really?
So it was a little different, you know what I'm saying? That's why everybody told me, man, you talk so proper. And like this man, he don't talk hood at all. Like, the hood comes out at certain times, but No, man, I experienced things different. Like, I honestly didn't go to my first block party until high school.
Really?
In Delray, yeah.
Damn,
and you know, Delray was known for block parties.
Oh yeah, 100%. But back then, like when I met you, you was like around like hood dudes though. I mean, I didn't see around anyone blunt like that. How did that come about? Where you?
So the dudes that I hung around, it was all about the music. That's really what it was. Everybody was doing music at that time, and when I kind of started getting into the mix, it was more for like. I was learning a lot, you know what I mean? Like I was wet behind the ears. So I wasn't a street dude. Like I told you, I was in church all the time. So I never tried to pretend to be something that I wasn't. I never tried to portray being a street dude. Like I was just somebody who was wet behind the ears and just wanted to take in as much knowledge about so many different things. So I was fortunate to get around a group of guys. There was hood dudes and they did their thing, but I was never really around for that stuff. You know what I mean? I was more so there for like the music aspect of it. So
I do want to like tap into the music part and how you got involved in all that, but let's backtrack the layers to like your early childhood with your parents, right? So mainly like your father. So us being Zoes, I mean, I might know a little bit how your dad is.
Oh yeah, right.
Very universal.
He's very universal,
but still, like, but from your own perspective, growing up with him, like, how was your father like?
Growing up with my father was. The relationship that I had with my father was like I always seen him working hard. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to label all. I want to say what's the word? I'm trying to make sure I say this right. But basically, like a lot with island people is there's not a lot of love shown, affection
to the kids.
To the kids.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Don't do that.
Those don't really show a lot of affection to the kids. So the relationship that I had with my dad, I think the only way he knew how to show that was like he was working on a car, I was always out there with him. If he was cutting the grass, I was always out there. And I got my work ethic from him. That's why I'm able to, outwork anybody because he was always working on something, and instead of like being inside, like playing on the games and stuff like that, I was always next to him. That was our relationship. You know what I mean? I never really heard him say "I love you." I think it made him cringe to say "I love you." Like sometimes I would say it on purpose just to see kind of like how he would react, and like you could just see the uncomfortable.
Those don't do that.
Yeah, man. Like
their way of like saying "I love you" is like, "Hey, I provided for you. You got a house.
You got clothes on your back. Are you hungry? No, you're never hungry, right? Yeah. All right, good. I love you. That's it.
Damn,
not verbally, but that's it. So that was my relationship with my dad. He was always there. He wanted a lot for us. Like, Zoes, they want you to become doctors, lawyers, stuff like that. But I felt like it was important for me to follow my own path and not what everybody else was doing. So, but other than that, we had that was the extent of our relationship. And I think that's the extent of most relationships in the Haitian culture.
Yeah.
If you're fortunate to have like a really close bond with your parents where you can tell them everything and every single thing that you're going through.
Yeah.
And they don't judge you for it. Remember, I said we grew up in the church. You got judged for everything.
That is true. So like, y'all was in there like every day.
Yeah,
y'all was very like under surveillance.
Yeah, under surveillance. You know what I mean? It was a village. So like it didn't even have to be your parents who saw you doing something. It could be another parent see you doing something. They go back and tell your parents, and so it was kind of like you were like living in a shell a little bit. So. And I think that's why a lot of kids end up going wild.
That's what I was saying. That's why I asked you that earlier. Because I'm like, if you was always in church every single day, you want to last shout, go the opposite route.
Yeah.
But thank God you didn't do that though.
I don't know what it was about me, bro. I just I've never been a follower. You know what I mean? I've always had my own mind when it comes to certain things. And I never felt like I needed to go prove how tough I am or go get into fights and go try to be this person that I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So
okay. And then so now, did you grow up as a solo kid, or you have siblings?
I got siblings, man. I actually have two older brothers and a younger sister, and I have a half older sister as well.
And then all here, Palm Beach County?
Yeah. We all still talk, man. I go to my brother's house all the time. We all bring the kids together. we try to link up at least like once a month if we can. You know, life be life and sometimes, so it's tough. But everybody has their thing going on. But I'm proud to say, bro, like I have 2 older brothers that are great dads, like awesome dads. You know, like they set the tone for me and my older brother. Kind of had our well, I only have one, but you know, he has 2, but we had our kid kind of around like the same time. My other older brother, he kind of got started way before us, but like, you know, he set the tone. Like, you know, he's got his kids are straight A students. You know what I mean? Like they don't play. You know, they're all into sports, and you know, they play piano. They go to church. You know, so he kind of set the tone for what a good father should be. Not that like my dad didn't, but just to see that from my brothers, like, you know, I knew that we weren't gonna be no deadbeats.
So you and your brothers, all you have kids now. So are you guys more the opposite of how your dad was for like showing love to the kids?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Like how so like would you tell him you love him?
It's, I think I tell my son I love him at least 20, 30 times a day, if not more. You know what I mean? If not more. And I think it's something that I don't understand is like when someone grew up with a absent father or mother or whatnot, like how could you be the same thing that your parent was to you? You know what I mean? So that's what confuses me a lot of times when someone like had a deadbeat dad and then they end up turning out to be a deadbeat. Like I don't get it. You know, like you know how that made you feel. So how could you turn around and do the same thing to your child, your seed, something that you brought into this world? But no, man, I'm overly affectionate to my son. And the only thing that I could say, and this might sound kind of weird, that is when your child is like really on top of you all the time, like hugging you and stuff like that, you may get overstimulated because you're not used to it. Sometimes at certain points, you may get overstimulated.
Like, since you never got it from your father.
Correct.
Like it feels weird.
Correct. It feels kind of foreign sometimes, but even though like I'm overly affectionate to him, but sometimes it can be overwhelming. Like when you may be going through something mentally and he just wants to come play or he or she wants to just come play, be on you, hug you, love you. And you just might sometimes get a little overstimulated. But for the most part, man, I love it. I love every second of it. I never make him feel like he can't come to me and hug me or this and that. You know, I never want him to feel, I never want him to question whether or not he's loved. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, like I said, you know, my dad did Haitian household. Even your mom don't. You know, they're tough.
They're tough.
You know, so I never want him to question whether or not he's loved or that he has a place to feel safe with his emotions and everything. You know.
Okay. Well, first of all, big up on being a great dad, because I think, you know, a lot of time, like you said, a lot of times we don't showcase great fathers. And like you said, if a person was raised with a deadbeat, he doesn't know how to be a good dad. But if he sees somebody like you, it's like a peer or friend or even online, you know what? Oh, that's what a good dad is.
Yeah, man.
So my thing is like, if I see a good dad, bro, my goal is to say, hey, bro, congrats.
Yeah,
you know
facts. So because we don't get enough, the deadbeats get more attention.
More attention, bro.
I don't understand it, but they do.
Man. Okay, so okay, now let's bring it back now to you having your son, right? So how old is he?
He's 4 now.
4 years old. Okay. So now walk us through like your first time when you found out that a kid was coming. Like,
oh man, I was terrified.
Yeah.
I was terrified. Because it became real. You know, it's, you know, like you always envision how things are going to happen when you have your child or when you get married or when you start a family or whatever. Everyone has a vision of how that's supposed to happen for them. And I can tell you right now, 100% of the time, it never happens that way. It never happens that way. It happens on God's time, the way it's supposed to happen. So when I found out, I was still in that stage where I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I didn't want to work for anybody. I had my pride and I had businesses that I was running and stuff like that. But what's the point of having all those businesses when they're not enough to sustain the family or to sustain, providing a security and safety for the person, not only just your child, but the person that you're with, you know, your spouse. So at that time, things were rough for me, you know,
like financially, I'm guessing.
Mentally, things were it was hit or miss. You know, it was like, so I could make a lot of money at one time, but then I can go 2 or 3 months as an entrepreneur. I can go I can go sometimes go a month without making money, and then things will get real good. But that up and down balance is something that when you don't have kids, it's cool because you know the only person you have to rely on is you. But when you have a kid involved, you can't rely on that up and down. You know what I mean? So, so at that time, I had a decision to make. It was like I had to swallow my pride. I had to swallow my pride, and I had to go get a job after not having a job after like for almost 7-8 years.
Dang.
You know, and I had to do something. A lot of people don't know this, so I'm exposing myself, putting myself out there, man. But I took a job for $9 and some change.
You got what you gotta do.
I did what I had to do, man. Like I was working at FedEx. I was throwing boxes. That was like a little quick gig, but then I was also working for the city of Lake Worth, and I did what I had to do, and then from there, it's just history, man. I look back on where I came from and the growth since I had my son, and like I still have all my businesses that I run, but now everything is thriving because you know I followed God's plan. You know what I'm saying? Like what God's plan was for me. You know what I mean? I stopped satisfying everybody else and started focusing more on what I needed to do to make sure that my household was straight.
And it's like one thing you said that's very key. You said your pride. You have to swallow your pride.
Oh man,
I think to me, if you ask someone, yo, what is the core definition of a father? Is your pride, bro.
Is your pride. Yeah.
Like are you willing to do a certain job that you wouldn't usually do to make sure your kid is straight?
Make sure your kid is
Would you
straight.
become a janitor? Yeah. Make sure your kid is eating food.
Food, yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, would you get $1, like $9 an hour job, just make sure your family, your wife, your girl, whoever your kid is good.
Man.
If you won't do that, then you're too prideful.
You're too prideful. You're too prideful, man. Or you're more worried about how you would look to other people as opposed to making sure that when you go home, your house is straight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm blessed that everything that happened to me, like, bro, and this is how I know, like, God loves me, because everything happened, like, when my son was born, the country got shut down. He was COVID baby.
Me too, bro.
2020.
COVID,
like literally, like right after he was born, the next day, everything was shut down. Like I was lucky to even be able to get into hospital to see him. Yeah, it was March 12th, and then like that's the day he was born, and then like I think it was like a couple of days later or something like that. The whole country was shut down. So I had just got in. I had just left Lake Worth. I had got in with the city of West Palm. I became a counselor there, and then over the years I got promoted there. So I went from part-time there to full-time. So now I'm a supervisor, and it just feels good to look back and like I swallowed my pride, and that was God's test. I feel like sometimes like okay, you got a child coming. Are you going to swallow your pride and do what you have to do to make sure that your seed is straight? You know. Okay,
so now if you had your son during COVID, right when it closed down, so like, and I guess y'all, you and your wife, girlfriend, y'all, your child, y'all stay together.
Yeah.
So now, because here's why I'm asking that, because you have to understand, she just gave birth. The country shut down.
Yeah.
Y'all in the same household.
Yeah.
So y'all can't really escape like that.
Come on, man.
So was there like any like, because baby's crying, newborn baby crying, because it does that to a lot of parents, bro. Like a lot of it's by phone.
Yeah. Unfortunately for us, we have a great support system. We have an amazing support system. So
okay.
So we handled the situation well. You know what I mean? We handled it very well. I think more than anything, what suffered was my video business. My video business was doing very, very well. And then out of nowhere, it was just like, boom, you know, it didn't stop completely, but, you know, people would still call. But I was just having a newborn. I was just so afraid to take any jobs or whatnot because of COVID. And I didn't want to bring anything home in the house. So I turned down a lot of money during 2020. And from then, people didn't think I was doing it anymore. So now people are starting to realize that, you know, I'm still into the video business. it's just the aspect change. I don't really deal with rappers anymore.
Oh yeah, I've been stopped rappers.
Yeah, you stopped rappers a long time ago.
A long time ago.
You were the smart one. No shade to rappers, but
no shade,
y'all difficult to deal with, man.
My God. Bro,
y'all tough, man. They're tough.
And also, like, at least like back then, there wasn't that much gun involved in the show, but now they pointing guns everywhere.
Bro, listen, man. Like I would show up to shoots and there would be guns and stuff like that. I'm like, and that was one of the main reasons why I kind of like stopped dealing with artists. Like, man, I got well, at the time I was like, I got a newborn at home. I am not trying to be on the news for,
accidentally shot.
And I think that happened to somebody around
here. It did.
A
lot of young people get killed like that.
Yeah, and I was just like, nah, that's not, I can't, that's just something that I just slowly moved away with it. And, I respect all artists. I respect all forms of art and expression. It's just something that I had to just get away from.
So now you're doing mainly like what corporate events, like what
a lot of corporate special events, a lot of birthday parties, a lot of corporate events. I've worked with the city of Rivera. I worked with the city of Delray. Done some stuff for them, and I worked with some restaurants. Worked with a lot of different brands, and I find it more fulfilling and peaceful. It's cool. I've worked with some realtors, and so that's more of my vibe.
Okay, so you involved in doing videos. Now let's go back. How did you get into video production?
So me and the team that I was working with at the time, we had an artist that we were pushing, and we started shopping around to get video prices because, as you know, as an artist, if you don't have visuals, if people can't see you visually, it's hard for them to gravitate towards your music. So at the time, getting videos pushed out on a consistent basis was something that was priority with our company. So at the time when we started calling around to get video prices, we started to realize, like, man, it would cost a lot of money to constantly pay somebody for production. So, and the question that came up was like, well, what if we just did it ourselves? The money that we're going to shell out to go and pay all these different videographers to give us the different looks that we want, we could just put that money together and just go buy a camera and just do it ourselves. You know what I mean? As you know, in the music industry, the more you know how to do yourself, the more money you save, the more knowledgeable you come, about that particular skill set. And not only can you make money from it, but you can know, like, if you are going to pay somebody to do something for you, you know what to expect because you're knowledgeable about it. So I ended up taking a class over at, I can't remember the name of the school. It's a high school in Rivera. They had some night classes for videography, and we ended up taking the class. And it was a Final Cut class to learn how to edit and stuff like that. We didn't know anything about the camera. We bought a Sony A1, I think it was at the time. We didn't know anything about it. We just got it, and then we just started shooting at our own. Of course, it was horrible at first, just like anything. You have to suck first before you become good at something.
Exactly.
So we started shooting our own stuff, and then and then with every video, you just quality improves. You understand the settings better. You understand lighting more, and then once you start understanding how to edit more, and you understand what B-roll is and A shots, and all that type of stuff, just started to become a thing. And then you just go down the rabbit hole. You just start doing more and more research. And literally that's how I got started, man. Shout out to T-Baba. He was my first video. Man.
Shout out to T-Baba, man. Shout out to T-Baba.
I drove all the way to Delray. He was supposed to give me $20, and he was like, man, I got $10 for you. I was like, man, I don't even know how to put gas in the car. Shout out to T-Baba, man. And we shot a video, man. He did a remix to Six God, the Drake remix. And it was fun, man. And then from there, I just kept doing it. Then I shot Real. Shout out to Real Major. I shot his video pretty much for free, just because I wanted the experience. That's a lot of things that these when someone's getting into something new that a lot of these youngins don't understand. It's like, sometimes, man, you have to work for free to get the experience, to get to where you want to go. You can't just charge off rip, you know what I mean, when you're just starting something. So
Damn. Okay, so now
and the rest is history, man. Just from there, I just kept buying more equipment and just doing more research.
Yeah.
You know, linking up with people who knew more than I did and picking their brains apart and just, you know, and
I like that. And so is it like a team of y'all? Is it like just you doing shooting,
man.
or like...
No, man. I do it all by myself.
Oh, yeah, it's hard. It is.
It is. I was interested in building a team.
Yeah.
But I think building a team is probably one of the hardest things to do.
Yeah.
Is because in order for you to have a successful team, literally everybody has to be on the same page. Everybody has to understand what their role is. If you're building a team with a bunch of people who think that they're chiefs, it's never, ever going to work. You know what I mean? There can only be, you never been on a boat where there's five captains.
Nah.
It just doesn't, it doesn't work. You know, there's a captain, he tells everybody on the ship what they need to be doing, but it doesn't make anybody's role on the ship any less important. You know what I mean? If you pulling the sails or if you doing the oars, whatever it is, if you down, you know, you controlling the steering wheel, it doesn't matter. Everybody's job is just as important, but you just have one person who understands where this boat needs to go.
Yeah.
And he understands how to put the best person in different positions and to make sure that the best product comes out. And if people don't understand that, it's tough building a team.
It is, man. I mean, like, cause like, no, you found you actually dabbled to like a lot of things. Like you said, DJ, you know, radio, video, right? So like I think either like last month you had at this post, maybe it was like a little bit longer. You said you did a lot, right? Like you did, like you said, all that you mentioned, you did all that, and you felt like, damn, like if you would have kept going, you would have been further.
Oh my god!
Like, so cause that status dog, I was like, man, that's how I feel.
It's to the heart. This man was doing video before anybody had a camera. Y'all don't understand. Like, y'all don't understand. This man, I remember that's when I first met you, is when we were with
Third Block,
and God, that just brought me back. Third Block, man, tipping everybody, Joe Boy, all
Third Block, shout out to
like, that's the first time I seen you with a camera. No one around here had a camera. This man was shooting videos before anybody thought about shooting videos.
And that's why when you made that post, you were like ahead of your time.
Yeah, you
I
were.
was like,
way ahead of your time.
I was like, bro, this man spoke to my soul.
So,
But let me ask you this. So what made you create that post? In other words, like, what was going through your mind? It's like, you know what? Damn, bro, I was hitting like what happened when you say that?
I have all my work. I have all my work on hard drives. I think the only thing that I don't have is all my mixtapes that I used to do from when I started. Like all that stuff was on DatPiff. I don't even know if DatPiff is still around DatPiff. Everything was on DatPiff. I don't have none of the original mixtapes and stuff like that. But I started to put stuff on YouTube, and some of it's on YouTube. But sometimes I go through my channel and I like go back 6 years and I see all this stuff that I was doing. Like I remember when Kodak Black first got out of prison and he came to I1 Radio. We had I1 Radio was on Okeechobee, and we did his first interview, and we had people calling in from West Orlando and stuff. Like, and I just started thinking about all the stuff that we's doing, all the places that I've been in situations that I've been in, like from watching Papa Duck on stage, from watching G-Boy, from having what's his name, man? He passed away, man. R.I.P. Lip Biting, and he came to one of my mixtape release parties. I can't think of his name right now, but he came to my mixtape release party. No, not Piccolo. Not Piccolo.
No, Piccolo's sticking again.
No, that's sticking again. God, what's this? Lip Biting.
I kind of want to know now. Like,
I gotta look at my phone now. It's like,
I love that song.
Yeah, man. He came to my mixtape release party because his song was the first song on one of my mixtapes.
Bizzo?
Yeah. I remember it like it was yesterday, and then I was just sitting at home and I was just like thinking about every single thing from open mics and the interviews that I've done with so many artists. You know what I mean? Like artists that are doing something. Like I had an interview with Mook Boy for Street Hustlers TV, Fifth Street Bree. I did something briefly with Tweezy. Like I've worked with so many DKE Arthur from Belglade. Like I just worked with so many different artists, and it was just that post. I woke up and it hit me. I was like, man, I was doing Street Hustlers TV was years ago.
Yeah.
And somebody had told me like turn it into a podcast. Before podcast was a thing, he was like, man, take those interviews, put them on YouTube and turn them into a podcast. And I was like, man, if I would have just stuck with the plan.
Okay. So why do you think, I guess, not that it didn't work out, because to me, success don't mean you have to be filthy rich or
no,
famous.
Absolutely not.
Right? So you, in that time frame, doing these things and they working, that's success. But I'm sure you want to, looking back now, you wish it was bigger. So what do you think, or why do you think it didn't get as big like it should?
I think it was the motives of everybody around you was different. Everyone's motives on what they wanted to accomplish was different. And I don't think there was honesty there amongst what everyone wanted, and like I told you, a team, if everybody's not on the same page, or if everybody's not honest about what they want out of the situation, because at the end of the day, it's a team. There's a captain, there's a leader, but everybody has ultimately what they want to gain out of the situation. It's not supposed to be one person goes here and then everybody just get bird fed. You know what I'm saying? So I think there was a lot of miscommunication about what people wanted. And I think at the time, I didn't even really know what I wanted. I didn't even really know what I was. I just know that I was talented, and anything that I touched, I was going to make something out of it. There's no business that I started that didn't do well for me. There was no situation that I got into that didn't do well for me. So I had my hands in so many different things, and not really knowing which avenue to stick with. Because when you're good at everything, I feel like that's a curse sometimes, because you might start this and then it starts going good, and then you might go over here and do this, and you get this idea, and then you do this. Next thing you know, you're doing 5 different things, and not all of them are getting the right attention.
No, well said. And also, let me know your thoughts on this. So, first of all, you had to learn all these on your own.
Yeah, everything that I've done, I've pretty much kind of like self-taught or done research on.
Now, sometimes I feel like with us being Zoes, first of all, I love being a Zoe. I love being a Haitian. It's in my blood. I love being a Zoe. I love having like Zoe parents. It's a blessing, but also can be a curse in regarding this realm. And here's what I mean. Because if you look at the Black Americans and the white folks, right, white parents, they take their kids and really put their kids into things. They help their kids early, help them grow, help them. But it's like football, Derrick Rocks, or piano, whatever. So their kids learning at an early age because their parents put them. Even like Mark Zuckerberg, they put them like in computer science. It's like they have guidance,
correct.
So they know what they love, what they want to do.
Correct.
Where folks like me and you, we didn't have guidance.
So it's crazy that you say that, because I have this conversation all the time, and the best thing that I could say is that our parents did the best that they could with the information and what they knew. They were the first generation to come here from Haiti, and when you go into a whole new country, the only thing you know is what you know. That's it. You know what I mean? So we were their test babies, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I want to say I'm pretty sure if they had another shot to do it again with what they know now, I think maybe they would have probably did something different. And that's just me giving most of them grace. You know what I'm saying? But I just didn't think they know. Like, I think, their parents before them hammered what they thought they should be, which is, like you said, school, work, or a home and church, and that's it. So they came over here to this country with that same mentality. And sports wasn't a value in the Haitian household. You know what I mean? Piano, instruments, I could honestly say my dad did try to get me to get into band and stuff like that. But I just, at that time, I wasn't into it. But I wish he would have forced me to do it.
A lot of parents be pushing their kids.
Yeah, you got to.
You don't want to do it.
You don't know what's good for you.
You don't know yet.
You don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also to like I said all that, not to blame them. Like you said, we give them grace. Because we aware, like you came to America with nothing, bro. You did what you could. And honestly, a lot of these old that come with nothing, did better than a lot of folks that was born here. To be honest,
a lot better. I mean, think about it, they all bought houses.
They all love buying houses.
They love buying houses, boy. That's one thing they knew how. They figured that out quick. Is how to buy a house. We weren't living in an apartment for long. I can tell you that. I remember specifically. I could tell you. I was 4 years old, and I remember when we moved in Delray to our house that's still there to this day. Yeah. And I remember it, but they figure out how to buy a house.
They'll do that. They'll figure out
how to buy their houses.
Because in Haiti, there's no apartments like that.
No,
they build their house.
Yeah, they ain't no apartments. You don't pay nobody no rent in Haiti. Like, no, it just doesn't. Like, they figured out how to buy a house, but no, like, I don't think the lack of guidance was from inexperience. I don't think it was intentional. It was like you said, they did the best they could. Yeah. And we all got into sports and stuff like that because we seen our peers doing it. And that was kind of like our brotherhood growing up. And all the friends that I grew up with played sports. We went to Block 48. We played football. We played basketball. And we were literally at the park all day long, you know. And the only difference is some of my peers did do Delray Rocks. I had some Haitian friends that do Delray Rocks. You know, like Catman, Baz, all them boys, like they did Delray Rocks, you know. I just wish that my parents would have let me do it. But, you know, we was too busy going to church and the Astro van. Every time we ride by my homeboys would see us on Sundays in the Astro van. They'd be like, they go them Senors packed up in the Astro van with the sharp nose up front.
No, man. No, but I mean, overall, but even with that though, like them not knowing, that should give yourself enough, like, you know, probably like, damn, I actually learned this on my own. So even though like you didn't make it all the way through, but fam, you have to learn all this on your own. Yeah. That in itself, fam, is a big old achievement.
Bro, I took my SATs by myself.
Come on,
ACTs by myself. No one told me that I needed to get ready for that or to get into college. Like maybe a guidance counselor or whatnot, but all that stuff I did on my own. And I tried so many new things on my own. Like I played lacrosse in middle school.
Really?
Like a lot of people don't know that. I went to B.O.K Middle.
But you was in B.O.K the whole time?
Yeah, man. B.O.K Middle, B.O.K High, yeah.
But you were living in Delray still?
I was living in Delray. The only school I went to in Delray was Plamosa.
Now, was it like, why did they put you in B.O.K? Because I guess, you know, so they want you to rock around.
No, actually that was the I forgot what they call it.
Oh, the district.
There was a district. Where I lived at was where I lived at. So I grew up on the south side. You know what I mean? So south side was certain areas was B.O.K High. You know what I mean? That's true. And the crazy thing about it is I wanted to go to Atlantic. But if I went to Atlantic, I don't think I would have played football or basketball. I'm not saying that I wasn't good enough, but the competition was a lot more fierce.
Yeah, because they started early
at that time because they started early. I was behind. Like all those kids were playing Delray Rocks and all that stuff, growing all the way up. You know what I mean? So, you know, I was fortunate to play sports at B.O.K High. You know what I mean? And I did freshman, JV, and all that. You know what I mean? All my friends went straight to varsity. I still remember Junebug, Catman, Everson, Jimmy Sutton III. Who am I missing? I think there was the four. There was in the paper.
Oh, they all was varsity. Like
they all went. No, at B.O.K High.
Oh, they was at B.O.K High.
Correct. Yeah, they all went straight to varsity. You know what I mean? So, but I played football because it was fun.
Yeah,
all my homeboys played football, so I did it because it was fun, and I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it.
So in that now you being a father now. So are you putting your son into
Kyrie's in soccer right now. We just went to soccer practice this morning.
That's good. Like, is he liking it so far?
Man, so the first practice was rough. He didn't want me to leave.
Oh, is it the first day?
Today's the second practice.
Oh, second. Okay.
The first practice was last week. He didn't want me to leave. You know, I kind of like stood there and did the exercises with him, kicked the ball around. And today I just told him, like, you know, I just, you know, throw him on the deep end of the water. Like, hey, today you're going to just listen to your coach, pretend I'm not here. And so me and his mom, we stood over off to the side and he did excellent. He didn't look for me or anything. He came, he got his water break and he ran back and, you know, he followed directions well. He did everything well. And I think that sports is so critical at that age. It's so critical, man, because the things that they learn, there's only so much you could teach a child in the house, man. But through sports, they learn how to lose. They learn how to win. They learn sportsmanship. They learn friendship, and they understand directions from a coach. Like there's so much that they learn, and then on top of that, they're outside and they're getting that energy and they're getting the exercise out. I feel like when they get home after they exercise there, it makes them much more capable of learning. When you're trying to teach them, because we do a lot of teaching with Kyrie homeschool. You know, we do a lot of teaching homeschool. He's not in daycare. We don't believe in putting him in a daycare with strangers. All day long. So. We're blessed enough to do homeschool with him and teach him all the things that he needs to know. But we go to a lot of museums and a lot of educational parks, gardens, stuff like that, hiking. So we do a lot of that stuff with him so he can experience outside and, just.
Okay. So two things you said that I really love. So number one, you exposing your son to different things.
Stuff that I wasn't exposed to.
Amazing.
Went on his first cruise when he was 3.
And he's Fuso? Is your mother?
No. So his mother is Bahamian and Jamaican.
Oh, okay,
so I have a Jamaican, Bahamian, Haitian. Whoa, this boy! If this boy don't be building skyscrapers or like build the next electric car, I don't know. It's like he's mixed with this man's probably gonna have like 10 jobs. I don't know. Like it's gonna be crazy.
Okay. So number one, he's getting exposed to like a lot of things, which is great.
Yeah.
But also too, you say he's getting that exercise in. So which is good. So in regard to that exercise part, so for you, when I'm knowing you, you know what I'm saying, like you done slimmed down, which is a great thing. Very, very healthy. You look great, my guy. So yeah. So.
You said that way real good. That was smooth. Speaking of which, I'm going to take a sip right now. Juice.
Let me go get my own too. Let me get mine.
But I have to say, man, it's the juicing.
Yeah,
juicing, man. I juice a lot. I don't drink. I don't buy any juice out of the stores. Kyrie doesn't drink any juice out of the stores.
Really?
It's too much sugar.
Like,
everything we make for him, everything that he drinks is all natural.
Okay.
All natural.
Okay, so I definitely want to go into how you slim down, but let's go over the business right here, right? So number one, I like how it's very like a nice looking bottle, clean. Okay, so this is like a watermelon flavor.
This is watermelon flavor. This has watermelon, mango, pineapple, apple, and a little bit of ginger in here.
And it's called Juice Juice.
Juice Juice is the name of the company. So Juice Juice got founded probably like, I want to say maybe probably maybe a year now. And
bro, this is like purely watermelon. I taste the fruits.
Yeah.
There's nothing else in between.
No sugars, no preservatives, just straight cold press.
Okay, so
it's good for you. This is structured water. This is God's water, what I call it. You don't need the stuff they give you in stores with all the sugars and all the extra bull crap. You don't know what you're putting in your body, but this is just all natural stuff, and it quenches your thirst. You actually feel like after you're done drinking it, like you feel hydrated,
Okay.
So
yeah, you say it started off, you said like about
it started off with me we were just juicing for ourselves, shout out to Paul's Law. I always give him credit, if you guys don't know who that is, look him up on IG. I follow him a lot. I follow a lot of people who give health tips and stuff like that, but Paul's Law is one of my favorite guys. And I just remember at that time, like I was vegan, but I felt like I was an unhealthy vegan. Like I was getting because a lot of stuff they put in the stores say vegan, but a lot of it is still processed food. And so I was still unhappy with my weight and how I looked at the time. And my biggest thing is I want to be healthy and have energy for my son, because he's only going to get older and he's going to want to do more things. And if I can't keep up with him, it's unfair to him.
Interesting.
I go to the park sometimes. I take him to the park and I see all the dads with these big bellies and they're just sitting there. And their son's like, "Dad, come play with me." And they're like, "Oh, go play." And me, I'm over there going through the monkey bars and going through the things with him. And I'm agile and I can move through it because of how I've taken care of myself. So I did a 21-day, I did it twice. I did a 21-day raw fruit fast with just juice and fruits only. And I did it twice, and I ended up losing 48 pounds. And ever since then,
how long it took you to lose 48 pounds?
It was like 2 months.
Wait, so, okay, so just to recap, so your son inspired you to lose the weight?
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Absolutely. I wanted to be more healthy. I felt unhealthy. You know, when he was born, I was huge. You know, your wife gained weight, you gained weight too.
Yeah,
you know, you're both pregnant. You know what I mean? So I had gained a lot of weight. Before he was born, I was running 5 miles a day. Like, I was slim. And then when he came, I had put on a lot of weight. My knees were hurting. I had a bad back. And it's all from gaining the weight, you know? So I was like, man, I got to get back to where I was before he was born, because otherwise, when he starts getting older, he going to want to do stuff and I ain't going to be able to keep up. And I want my kids to be freaking terrified to get in a foot race with me when they're older. I want them to be scared, like, bro, I don't care if I'm 50. Like, you challenge me to a race, I want my son, if you beat me, you deserve to win. Like, I'm not just going to let you win.
Yeah, just because
you know what I'm saying? Just because you think you're a kid, like, that's not how the world works. No. So the world don't work like that. If you can beat me, then you earned it. You know what I'm saying? So that was a part of the reason why. And then now I just fast 1 week out of the month. And that's how I just kind of like maintain not putting that weight back on. You know, I make sure I exercise. I play a lot of pickleball.
Yeah, what is that? What's pickleball like?
So pickleball is a sport that's growing tremendously right now. It's I want to say it's like a mix between table tennis and ping pong, or table tennis and tennis. It's a smaller court. You play with a racket. You play with a wiffle ball.
Okay, you outside,
but you are outside, man. And great social sport. I've met so many cool people over the years.
Yeah, through
pickleball, I've built a lot of cool relationships with people that I've gotten into places that I would never, like, I play at country clubs and stuff like that.
Wait, how did you get into that though? What made you go into pickleball? Like, it's just so random.
Shout out to my boy Mooney, Walter Mooney. This is my boy. We actually worked together, and at the time I was a counselor, and he needed a new program to do with the kids. So somebody had told him about pickleball. So he ended up telling our boss to order a net and some paddles and stuff like that. So one day I was leaving work and he challenged me to a game. And then, you know, we all play sports. You know, that competitive sport comes out. Yeah, so at first I was like, nah, man, I ain't playing that dumb sport, man. Get out of here. And he was like, all right. I mean, he's like, if you're afraid to lose, just say that.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, what? What'd you say? It just clicked right there. So then, like, he ended up beating me real bad. And I ain't like that. I didn't like it at all. So I went home and I went on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Like I do. I'm a YouTube guy. If I want to learn something, I go straight to YouTube. I went to YouTube, typed in pickleball, and I started watching the pros play and how it was played.
Yeah.
And the next day I was like, yo, let's play again. He was like, oh, so you want to lose again? You beat me again.
Yeah.
You beat me again.
Yeah.
I started scoring. And it started being like a little even. And I started beating his ass. And then the rest is history, man. From there, I caught the bug just like most people.
Yeah.
And then I started going to different places. And, you know, my last gold medal was in Punta Gorda, Florida.
Gold medal?
Yeah. I do tournaments. Yeah, I do tournaments.
Really? You in this for
yeah.
I thought just like a hobby.
No. I'm really into it, man. I'm really into it. I won a gold medal in Punta Gorda, Florida, man.
That's dope.
Yeah, shout out to Reed Goldenberg. Was my partner at the time. We drove to Punta Gorda, Florida, which is like 2.5 hours away on the west coast of Florida near St. Petersburg. And it was an APP tournament. We did men's 4-5, and we took home gold, man, and that was fun. It was cool.
So okay, now with pickleball, like how many? It's like a team. Can it be?
Well, you could do singles and then you could do doubles, just like tennis.
So it's like tennis. Tennis.
Same thing like tennis.
But okay, the ball. What kind of ball is it?
Tennis? It's a wiffle. No, it's not. It's not. It's a wiffle ball. I should have brought it in.
Is it the one that's like have a thing at the end, like a little what do you call it? There's the ball, but it's like some kind of. It's like a long.
Oh no! So that's badminton. I think you're thinking about. No. This one, it's a wiffle ball, plastic ball, but it has like holes in it.
It bounces?
Yeah, it still bounces. Yeah.
And then what do you use, like a tennis racket to hit?
No. You use a paddle. So.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's crazy. I have it in the car, and I was going to bring it in just in case we talked about it, so I can show people, because a lot of people really don't know what pickleball is.
Yeah. If you know it too.
I encourage you, if you have any kind of like depression, social anxiety, anything like that, where you just want to just try pickleball, you will notice your life change. You don't have to do it like me to like get good, because I drill and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, I try to play with good players and try to move up in I try to play with pro players as well. But man, it's just like there's not one pickleball court you go to that you don't see people smiling and happy and having a good time.
How do you even find these pickleball court?
You start networking. Palm Beach Gardens has a huge lilac. They have 24 courts there. I would suggest people, if you're just starting, to go somewhere there because there's a lot of beginners there. They have a beginner side where a lot of people who just started playing plays. And then go out there with your family, go out there with your kids, get them out of there, just get them out of the house, get them off the iPad, get them off the screen time, and just go out there. And then you guys don't have to be great at it. Just go out there and hit the ball. In an hour, you're going to realize an hour's going to fly by and y'all going to have so much fun.
Overall, it sounds like, you losing that weight opened the whole door of a whole world of healthy everything.
Yeah.
So I guess once you saw you lost the weight, you was like, damn, let me make, the juice to what was your thought process of making a healthy company of beverage?
It's crazy. That actually started because I would go to work and they would see me drinking juice all the time. And I started offering it to my boss and I offer it to different people. And then I would just make extra every time. It's just that entrepreneur mindset. You know what I'm saying? If I have something that I feel, entrepreneur is about how can I help people?
Yeah,
problem solvers. So problem solvers. That's all it is. And I started giving it to people at work, and they were like, "Man, this tastes really, really good." Then I started making green juice, and I started making mango juice, and then my wife got involved, and she started helping, and then from there, it was just word of mouth. You know what I mean? Hey, my mother has diabetes and she's looking for a more natural juice. She's looking for a beet juice, something to bring her sugar down. And I started making juices for that. Some people, wanted some natural teas. And we just started making it. And then next thing you know, we were just we had a conversation. It was like, babe, we're already doing this for ourselves. If we can help people, why not help people? You know what I mean? Instead of, because, at the time I was funding everything out of my just giving it away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I had no problem doing because that's how you get your blessings. I love giving stuff away, man. You got money, give your money away. God is always going to bless you 10 times over. And so we started a business from it, and then word of mouth just started spreading. And then they say, you just get people who call you, and, I have very, very consistent clients, that, order from me sometimes, every week and a half, 2 weeks. And I enjoy it, man. I enjoy seeing their weight loss progress, and them becoming more healthy. And, so it's if it helps me, it can help anybody.
Yeah. No, it tastes real good. I ain't gonna front. Like I said, I thought it tastes pure. It tastes like it's like you're eating the fruit.
Yeah.
It tastes like.
That's basically eat your water. That's what they say. That's what you're supposed to do. Eat your water.
Okay. So one thing I'm gonna say, bro, that I actually like a lot about you, bro, is that I see major growth, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Same with you.
Good looking out, dog. Because a lot of times folks don't want to grow.
Man,
especially our people, man, our culture, our environment, our hood, wherever.
People like that scare me.
You don't, bro. Scary, bro.
Me. People scare me. I like the people who say, "Man, I've always been like this. I ain't never gonna change." My guy, my girl. If you're the same person that you were 5 years ago, you should be terrified of yourself.
Facts.
You should be terrified of yourself. The person from 6 months. I'm not even the same person from 6 months ago.
Facts. Facts, bro.
You know what I mean? It's you should always be constantly looking to grow and mature and just be, life is a journey. You know what I mean? If you want to, a journey never stops. It's just a road that does this, all the way up until the day that you close and take your last breath. So if you don't know the path, but you know that there's a path, right? So are you just gonna pitch a tent in the path and just stay? I'm gonna stay right here until I die, knowing that there's a whole path for you out there. Come on, who does that? That's the best analogy that I can think of.
Yeah.
Because like I said, life is a journey, and I don't want to be stuck in the middle of the path, not going anywhere, and just being content with being right there. I think the journey is the fun part. Just discovering more about yourself.
That's facts, bro. And even in regarding to the growth. So do you find it that you growing or grew made you lose certain friends, certain like?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Some people can't. Some people can't get out of the mindset or get out of the way of their habits. It's just who they are. You know, growth definitely is going. You're definitely going to lose friends. I lost somebody that I thought we was going to be friends for till till we rocked out.
Dang,
and I'm completely okay with that. It was probably one of the biggest blessings that ever happened.
Really? Is it because of the growth thing? Because you wanted, I guess, like better.
I think it had a lot to do with a lot of different things, but I think it was mainly growth. You don't know what's going on in somebody's mind about you. You know, when you have a pure heart, you could be a friend to somebody, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're your friend. And you would never know that because you have a pure heart. You just think to yourself, like, I would never do that to you. Yeah. And if you're my friend, I don't think that you're ever going to do something like that to me. So that was the only mind frame that I had. So once that wasn't a thing anymore, I was like, oh, this guy treat me like somebody in the streets. That's when I knew that, not everybody has your best interests at heart. You know, you have some people that's around you when they start to see you growing. They don't like it because maybe there's an insecurity about themselves where they can't get out of, they can't move on to become a different person. They're just stuck in their ways, and maybe it's jealousy. I don't know. It's not even my business to try to figure it out. All I know is that I just need to grow, and then if that growth means that certain people can't be around me anymore or have access to me anymore, that's a blessing from God, and I'm cool with that.
And you said a very key thing, bro. Like, it's not your job to learn or to. Here's how I see it. I see it as like, I learned in life as I got older. I can't change you.
No,
I can't control your emotion. I can't make you feel any kind of way. Like I can't. I'm not gonna stop growing so you could be happy.
So you could come on, man.
You know what I'm talking about?
You can't dim your light because this person wants to stay in the dark. You know what I mean? Like,
damn, man.
Nah, man. I'm gonna shine as bright, and me shining bright or you shining bright should motivate our whole circle to shine bright. Because like, bro, wealth is infinite. There's no end to it. So if I got something going on, there's no reason for you to be mad. You should be happy, and you should want to learn more, and it should want to motivate you. Like, I get motivated by people who's trying their best in the world, in the society that we live in nowadays. And if you're trying something and you're trying something new, it may be cringe at first, you may be uncomfortable, man, but just keep pushing at it, man, because there's an audience for you and there's people that's rooting for you. You know what I mean? Without you even knowing it. And it's not going to come from your circle.
No,
it's not.
Never.
It's going to come from strangers. You know?
No, well said. Okay, so before we wrap up, like, there's one thing I definitely do want to cover, which is very important, right? So
we talked about a lot today, man.
I told you, bro, there's a lot going on. You really have a lot going on, bro. Like, you know what? I need my dog on the podcast, bro.
I appreciate it.
Like I said, I see the growth.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? I see the growth, dog. You know, you're doing your thing, bro. You've always like been in your own lane. You know what I mean? Like you said, you've never been a follower. You've never been doing X, Y, and Z. Those kind of folks, dog, that's why I want around me. That's why I respect. You doing your own thing, your own lane. Even you growing and being healthy. As you know, bro, you know, like, a lot of folks don't follow the healthy, stuff. Well, it's like healthy mentally or healthy physically, right? So how do you deal with that? Because you still involved, online. And let me know. Maybe I might be wrong because I don't know your followers per se, but I'm sure when you go the healthy route, where it's like mental, and because you're doing both physical and mental healthy.
Correct.
Are you getting that same love if you doing, like, if you do negative stuff? Or does it affect you? Like, I'm not getting that much likes and followers, X, Y, and Z.
It's none of my business. That's the only way I like. My job is just to put it out there. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not for you, it's completely okay. You know what I mean? There's gonna be people that disagree with you. There's some people who don't agree with your podcast.
Facts.
And don't feel like fathers should get light shed on them. You're gonna have people, bro. You're gonna have people disagree with you on the most craziest things. The one thing that I learned that's allowed me to keep pushing forward is I always tell myself, how people feel about me, how people feel about the content that I produce, how people feel about anything that I do, it's none of my business. It's none of my business. I don't care. I truly, genuinely don't care.
That is well said.
I only care if you like what I'm doing and it's helping you. That's my tribe. That's the people that I rock with. And like anything you do and it's new, like I said, it's fresh. You know, you may get 2 or 3 likes here and there. You may get some likes here and there, but the long as you're consistent, you know what I mean? You know what this old guy told me, not to segue too far off. He saw my pickle game. He saw when I first started and he saw where I am now. And he wouldn't play with me when I first started. Now I get invited to games all the time. And he's like, yo, come play, come play. Huh? Yeah, man, it's that serious. And he pulled me and he said to me, he was like, you know what you are? He was like, keep getting good. He was like, if you sit a rock somewhere, right? And let's say you have a loose faucet that's just dripping just a little bit on the rock. He was like, you may think that, okay, that ain't do nothing. He was like, if you come back 2 years later, there'll be a hole in that rock. Why? Because that water is just consistently, boom, every single day. Do you think that water or the rock is worried about what anybody else got? No, they don't. It's that water is going to hit consistently. And that's how you have to treat anything that you're doing in life, is that as long as you're consistent with it, it doesn't matter if people say good or bad about you. It doesn't matter. It's none of your business, because you can't believe the good and not believe the bad. You know what I mean? You know, The 4 Habits is a great book to read. Miguel Ruiz. What people feel about you is none of your business. So if somebody says something good about me, I keep it moving. Somebody says something bad about me, I keep it moving. Thank you, whatever. Keep it moving. You know what I mean? And that's the only way I feel like you could achieve real success in life. So I don't worry about what people feel about the health thing. I just keep it pushing and just keep putting my content out, and whoever it's supposed to reach is gonna reach.
Okay, I love that. All right, so now to kind of like, you know, finalize the fatherhood part of your life, one thing I think plays a major role on how your child is affected by you being a father is the person you have the child with, the mother of your child. Right? A lot of folks don't get lucky enough to have a good mother of their child.
Blessed.
So how was that with you?
I am beyond blessed. I am beyond blessed, man. My queen, shout out to Rose, Hollywood, Royanne, whatever you want. My queen is amazing. She's absolutely amazing. We communicate well. We've grown so much since Kyrie has been born. You know, they say baby don't keep no man, but I feel like our child has brought us closer together, because your kids watch everything you do. So you have to mind how you communicate with your partner and how you show affection and all that stuff. The kid sees everything that you do and they mimic everything. Kids do what they see, not what you say.
Facts.
So our relationship has grown tremendously. She's grown with me. She's been on the health journey with me. You know, when I first started losing weight, she was like, you ain't gonna get skinny on me, da da da. And so she started. And this is like years ago when we all started. She like, bro, she saw me like stop smoking. She saw me stop drinking. She was there when I told her that I was no longer gonna consume meat. And at first she was like, she wasn't with it, and then
the meat part, or
she wasn't with it. She was still eating meat, and I was just like, and then so she would cook, and there would be meat, and I would be like, "No, I'm good," and I would just end up like eating like a salad or something like that.
So you was really
I was really like, me when I'm focused and locked in and on something, my discipline is next to. It's like it's crazy, like it's crazy. So, and then she started to see the results. She started to see me shed the weight and stuff like that. I started to run, and I just wanted to be a better me. And so it motivated her. I didn't have to tell her.
Oh, I see.
I didn't have to say anything. I just did it for myself.
Yeah.
And that behavior just transferred over to her. And then we've been doing it together ever since. But as far as her and having a baby by the wrong person, I've seen so many times the direction that goes. When you have a baby by the wrong person, man, I don't want to say your life over, but my God.
It ruins your life, dog.
Boy.
It damages your life.
It's rough.
It holds you back.
Yeah.
It damaged your life.
It's rough.
It's one of the worst things in the world.
Some of these women don't play fair, man. Like they'll get your license suspended, or like they'll use that baby as a weapon.
Exactly.
And that's so scary to me. And like and I don't want to put that out there, but I just want to say it just so people can understand the power of having a baby by the right person. If for whatever reason things didn't work out between me and my queen, I know that we would get along very, very, very well and be able to do what we need to do for our child, simply because I've seen how she's handled her relationship with, because she had a son. She already had a kid. So, but I saw the relationship between her and her child's father, you know what I mean? And how she handled different situations. And that had a lot to do with the decision whether or not we were going to start a family together. Because, and a lot of fellas don't do that. Like if this girl already have a baby, and let's say you baby daddy number 2, look at the relationship she got with her first baby daddy. It's going to tell you a lot that you need to know on whether or not you should be having a baby with this girl. You know what I mean? You need to find out everything about that relationship and how they handle, if they co-parenting and everything's good and da-da-da. I mean, and don't get me wrong, you're gonna have their moments, especially when that person has your first child, and y'all maybe like both not mature yet. Y'all might have had y'all rough stage, but you need to understand what that current stage is. If they still beefing and that child is 2, 3, 4 years old and they still going at it, and then you want to come and have a child with her, bro, and she got him on child support, what do you think will happen to you? Nah, bro. Yeah. So,
okay. But, so I like that.
Yeah. So
you said two things I definitely want to tap into.
Yeah.
So number one, you said the mother of your child seeing you, losing weight, staying healthy, like she followed, right? And then you also said, having the wrong person can damage your life. Now here's the thing. The thing is, thank God you have the right person. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to stay healthy like that.
No.
You'd be so stressed out.
Bro, there's this.
Like you all like a promise of like how it is with a good person. Here's the results.
Here's the results. Yeah. Yeah. She supports me in everything that I do. Like everything. When I started playing pickleball, going to tournament, my first tournament, she came there with Kyrie. Kyrie was like maybe 1.5, just turned 2. And the tournaments, if you ever been to a pickleball tournament, you're there almost all day long. If you're winning, of course. And she supported me. You know what I'm saying? And then I was out there. I was the only black man out there. And I had my dom with me. And I hate to say it, but you don't see that often. You know what I mean? Like that support. So every venture that I've done, she supported me. Vice versa. Everything that she wants to do, everything that she wants to accomplish, she knows that I'm gonna hold it down. I got your back 1,000%. You know what I mean? So she's shown me what true love and support looks like. And that's why I say I'm truly blessed. Okay. You know what I mean? To have that. Yeah.
I love that, man. Okay, now let me give you like one little pushback, right? I just want to know where your mind is at on this. So you met when she already had a kid already.
Yeah.
Like, how old was the kid when you
I believe
came
he was 9.
9. And then was the father of that child in the picture?
7.
7.
I believe he was 7. Yeah, 7.
Okay. And then was the other guy involved in the child's life?
Yes. Picked him up every weekend.
Now, as you know, right? I mean, I'm sure this is a big topic.
Of course.
Online and offline.
Okay.
Right? So a lot of times, some folks wouldn't date a woman that already have a child. Because this is your first son, your first child.
Yeah, this is my first child.
So did that cross your mind like, oh man, she have a child already, this night won't be the first? Or what made you still say, man, let me still go for it and still be with her?
Because of who she was. It had everything to do with who she was. And like I said, once again, the relationship that I seen that she had, the co-parenting that I seen with the child's father had a lot to do with it. Listen, I always say, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, your decision is always based off the information that's in front of you. Everybody's situation is unique. No one situation is going to be the same, but you just have to look at the information that you're getting from the person that you're looking to be with and make an informed decision, make a smart decision based off that. don't ignore the red flags. Don't ignore stuff that makes you uncomfortable. If anything, you should address it. And if you don't get the answer that you want, then that person, they've already told you what you needed to know for you to make an informed decision on whether or not, it's smart enough to pursue this or move forward. You know what I mean? Some people have a preference saying they don't want to be with anybody unless they're going to have their first child together. That's completely fine.
Yeah.
That's your preference. No one can judge you for that. But don't judge people who want to be with somebody who doesn't have a problem being with somebody who already has a child. You know what I mean? Now, if a girl got a 6-month-old and she talking about she's single and stuff like that, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. That's fresh.
Yeah, it is. That is fresh.
Very, very fresh.
Yeah, you're right.
You should probably you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, whoa, what happened? Like, nah, that's you know what I mean? Like, but someone who's vetted it, and even then, I'm saying that, but that situation may be unique to where what if he's in prison or what if he passed away or something like that? You know what I mean? So,
so does the amount of child baby daddies matter?
Different strokes for different folks, but for me, absolutely. Okay, if you got 3 different baby daddies and 3 different kids, or but then I'm gonna turn around and say, like, if you got 3 kids from one man, like, hey man, y'all got too much history.
Exactly.
He can come over when he want to, when he beefing with his girlfriend and like so. I have my limit, but that's me. That's my preference. You know what I mean? Like. 1 kid was okay with me.
Yeah, 1 is
2, no.
so 2 kids,
no. 2 kids, no. Yeah. No, that's too much. Because listen, when you're with this person, like, that's your child. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're not the father, but you're a parent.
Yeah, if they're in your household, you
got to take care of them.
You can't be like, only take care of your
no, it doesn't work that way. And if you're a guy and you feel like it's okay to do that, man, you're not ready to be a stepdad.
Yeah.
You're not ready for that. You know what I mean? Like, when you're with her child, you may not be the biological father, but you are a parent. And you need to make sure that child has a savings account. You need to make sure that child is on track to go to college. Because at the end of the day, you can't say, well, that's not my child. They were in your household. If you're a man in your household, that's your house. You have to make sure that everything that's in that household, you're leading into the right direction in life. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that, the child has a father. Whether the father is involved or not, he's not living in that father's household full time. If he's living in your house full time, he's with you, he's your responsibility. That she's your responsibility. You need to make sure that you're coaching and guiding them, to go to college, save their money, invest, and do the same things that you're doing. Give them the knowledge that they need to be successful. So that way, when they eventually do move out on their own, you know that you had a part of them being, having some type of success.
And the child live with y'all too, like so.
Absolutely.
So it's you, your son, your stepson, and her. So
correct.
Okay, and then now there's no beef going on with you and the father of that child. Like it's all,
we don't.
That matters as well.
Absolutely.
That's the most critical part.
That's a very, very critical part. But no, we have no issues. We don't communicate. I don't want to go too deep into that, but there's no issues there.
Okay.
There's no issues there. And me and Kaden, we have a great relationship. And he's just getting to an age where there's certain things that I expect from him, and that's it. And he just needs to make it happen because it's a part of becoming a man.
So he's what? You met him when you were 7, like what, 12 years old now? Like or is he still 7?
So I'm getting it mixed up. I think it was 9 because it was definitely no. It was. I'm messing it up because we've been together for 8.5 years.
That's a long time. Congrats on that, by the way.
Yes. I want to say it had to be 7.
Okay.
Because he's 15, 16 now.
Oh, okay. You're a teenager. Okay.
So he just turned, I believe he just turned 16. So so I want to say it was like 7 or 8.
Oh, so he's a big brother to your son, man.
Absolutely, man. Yeah,
How's he a big brother?
Man, he's awesome. He's teaching him how to game. He's a gamer, so Kyrie being there watching him game a lot.
Bro, like that matters a lot now because not only he's your stepson, but he's your son's brother.
Yeah.
So you definitely got to play a role, make sure he goes on the right path.
Yeah.
Because your son
is going to be looking at him.
There you go.
Exactly.
So if you say, "Oh, that ain't my son," let him go to the wrong path.
Yeah.
Your son's gonna go to the wrong path too.
Because they're growing up in the same household.
Come on now.
So no, it's very important to make sure that, you know, I look at it like those are both my kids. I may not be your father, but you're my responsibility.
That's real.
In this house, I gotta make sure you do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Man, that's real, my guy. Listen, bro. Fam, before we go, my guy, let's let them know exactly. So right now you got the video thing going on, video production.
Videos, juice. We still have my wife runs the tax office, step-by-step tax solutions. You know, and I work for the city of West Palm Beach, so I do a lot of program coordinating. So if you're looking to throw an event or something like that for a family reunion, things like that, we have space for that. You know, we're kind of booked up for the rest of the year, but I'm responsible for doing that. And but I do a lot of corporate events. You have a birthday party, you have a company, for a company party, things like that. I don't do weddings.
Weddings are hard. I used to do weddings, bro.
I don't do weddings.
Wedding it's not easy, fam.
I have no.
If you can't about, you need a team.
You need a team.
You need a team for wedding.
I did three weddings in my lifetime.
You did 3 weddings by yourself?
Myself.
How is that impossible?
I would never.
Wait, no, but how did you do it? Because you can't. I mean, you can. Don't get me wrong. But to get the great angles, you need 3 cameras.
Stuff. Yeah, you need 3 cameras. When I did Rod's wedding, I had a team. I had 2 other guys.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I got bought headsets. We did we were talking on a headset. Like I really ran that thing like it was a real production. You know what I mean? But other than that, unless I had a solid team, I would get back into doing weddings because I think weddings can be fun. Oh yeah, you make a lot of money doing weddings, but you just have to be ready to work 12-hour days.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have a problem with 12-hour days is nothing for me.
Yeah,
that's easy. If you're doing something that you love, but you have to have a team. Yeah. Not only just having a solid team, having a team of people that you actually enjoy being around.
Yeah.
Because you guys are spending a lot of time together. Not only just on the day of the wedding, but you know, when y'all going back to edit the footage, you're working with your editor and your guy who's going to be doing the color of the video.
Color correction.
You know, you're going to have your guy who's doing maybe like the titles and doing all the animation or whatever it is, or you have your audio guy. He's going to be mixing audio. You're working with a lot of different counterparts that you have to enjoy being around. You know what I mean? So it's more than just having a team. It has to be, to me, almost sort of kind of like a brotherhood. You know?
So okay, so now to book you, to buy the juice, like how do they get in contact with you to either book you for a video or buy your juice, or just ask for advice? So you
could follow the video Instagram page. Although I'll be honest with you, that's something that I've been slacking on. I need to update it. And there's I have probably maybe 10 or 15 videos that needs to be uploaded. But once again, when you're doing everything by yourself, I'm my marketing guy. I'm the editor. I'm the director. I'm everything. I'm the accountant. So I do everything on my own. But if you want to follow the video page, it's Global Touch Visions on IG.
Global
Touch Visions. Just exactly how it sounds. Or you can follow my page, at Hookman Jones, HOOKMAN JONES, at Hookman Jones. It may say Steve_Senor, which is my real name, but that's actually my page. And I post a lot there. I post a lot of my personal content on there as well. Or you can reach us via email, juicejuicefl@gmail.com. If you want to place an order for the juice. If you would like to book for videography, globaltouchvisions@gmail.com. You email us and we'll get back to you right away.
Man, I love that. Before we go, any last thing you want to say to the people? It could be wisdom, because I feel like you grown this much, bro. You have to get a lot of wisdom along the way.
Correct.
So any last thing you want to say to the folks?
Read the book by Miguel Ruiz, The Four Agreements.
The Four Agreements.
Yes.
The Four Agreements.
The Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. It's a very good book. It helped me a lot. Once you learn what the Four Agreements are, it allows you to be more free. It allows you to, you're not going to be perfect. You're going to fall sometimes. But the best advice that I can give you is fix your mental health, fix your health. When you're healthy, Your mental becomes better. The fog disappears. You think more clear. You're more intentional with where you want to be. Be present in your life. You can sit here and think about the future all you want, but the future is actually happening right now. Like the future is right now. We're sitting here. The future is already happening.
Yeah.
So don't spend too much time thinking about the future. Be present in the moment and enjoy life. You know what I mean? And spend that check to go travel, man. You can always get money back, man. Go travel, go see the world. Me and my wife, we have so many things booked. And we're going to go see the world. Take your kids with you, expose them to new things, you know, but overall, man, just try your best to enjoy life, man. It blinks so fast. I felt like I just had my son and he's already 4 and he's already big and he's talking and you know what I mean? So, and how people feel about you is none of your business. It's none of your business. Be you 1000%. Enjoy being you. Love yourself. Love yourself unconditionally and love yourself more than you love anybody else. Because if you don't have an empty cup to pour from, then you're not doing anybody around you any kind of satisfaction, man. You have to fill your cup up full to where it overflows and falls into the cups of the people around you. So that way everybody's cup is always full. But love yourself, man. And I could sit here for probably like another 30 minutes and give y'all stuff today, but we just gonna cut it short and leave it at that. Man.
But God,
Ben, thank you so much.
Get
man.
the juice, bro.
Get the juice, man.
The whole thing is gone.
Yeah,
it was good.
It's good for you, man.
It was good, dog.
Yeah, man. Shout out to B.O.K podcast, man. Like this is an awesome podcast. I've been wanting to do a podcast for a long time, so like I really appreciate you for having me here, man. Thank you so much, bro.
Anytime, man.
And I see this like. You know, we here now, but you're going to be in a building soon. And I'm manifesting this for you. Yeah. You're going to be in a huge building. You're going to have a production team. Right. Like, don't give up. Like I said, water in a stone, man. Come on.
I love that.
Water in a stone, man. You come back 2 years later, there's going to be a hole in the rock. You know what I mean?
Straight up, man.
Yep.
Yo, as always, man, look, this is what B, the CEO. You know, you just sat down with some great folks and list a lot of the great advice, great tips on about fatherhood, livelihood, health, mental wealth, all of that. You know what I'm talking about? So, as always, you know what I mean? Just go ahead on our YouTube channel, Menbuse ORG. Pretty much everywhere, all platforms. Menbuse ORG. Follow, like, share, subscribe. As always, when life get hard, kick back, relax. It's gonna be okay. Peace out.